Kraken. And that not failed, but then that got dicey. And then you had this thing, GBTC. So the last cycle, people forget this, right? We went from 10,000 to 60,000 in about 4 months because GBTC got $10 billion of demand into their trust. That was what drove that cycle. Now also, you had some Michael Saylor buying, and you had a few others, and you had Elon's famous quote where we're not going to take it for Tesla, and it crashed. Remember, it went from February down to June, down 50% before it rallied into November when he's like, oh, I'm kidding, you can go back and buy it. So there was plenty of demand. And what's going to happen every cycle is there's going to be a new avenue for demand. So this cycle isn't the trust, GBTC, it's the ETFs. And the next cycle, maybe it'll be derivative products, or maybe it'll be the institutionalization or the Wall Streetization.
Or small companies.
Talking to you and doing your show is you ask great questions. You prepare, you send me the questions in advance. There's actually a lot of thought. And I can answer any question. Now, many times people say, God, he's so full of shit. I'm like, okay, fine. But I like to answer questions, but the more important skill in life is to be able to formulate great questions. And I literally tweeted that question out the other day.
That's where I got this question from in my prep.
Okay, there you go. So yeah, great minds think alike. And look, when everyone is leaning the same direction, there's not a lot of thinking. And that's what I feel about passive versus active investing. Everybody's convinced that passive is the best, and they don't think about what it does to, SMCI. Everybody's like, oh, look at how great this is. Like, are you joking? They make rack servers. Oh, case after case. Just give in, Gary, right? Just give in. He won't. He just keeps leading with his chin, and he keeps getting beat up. So the haters are still going to hate. And Vanguard, Merrill Lynch, UBS have all said, nope, we don't recognize this as a real asset. This is not like stocks, bonds, and cash. No, it's not. It's actually better, right? That's why you need it in your portfolio, because it increases the Sharpe ratio of a diversified portfolio. So I am cognizant that even if it's just a small group, if literally everybody is thinking the same way, bad things can happen. But the difference now is there's so little external, went from $10 to $110. So I'm taking full credit. Ha ha ha. Now, I have this other guy who's tweeting at me every day saying, it's all scam market. They're pumping the numbers up, and there's a bunch of market makers, and the network went down again. Yeah, the network went down again. So I'm still not 100% convinced. So come at me, Solana guys. I'm not 100% convinced that you fix everything. And I do worry that if one person can turn off the network temporarily, that's not really decentralized, is it? That's a concern. Now, it doesn't mean I hate it, and it doesn't mean, I haven't sold the rest. I told people very bluntly, it was our best investment ever, and we sold most of it, but we still owned about 20%. Haven't sold that. Just like Coinbase, we didn't sell all of it, and I'm really happy because today they busted earnings wide open. So I think L1's
taking profits with altcoins.
So okay. Oh, I'm glad you added that last word, with altcoins. So here's the thing. I'm a venture capitalist. That's my day job. And so in our funds, we own assets, mostly equity, but 30% liquid protocols. And we buy them and we hold them. We don't trade them. And there are people that do that really well, but that's not us. Now, those funds have a finite life. So my first fund, raised in 2018, is coming up on the end of its life. So in this cycle, we will likely take profits, as we get towards crypto winter, June of. The upside potential is huge, right? If you invest in something at fractions of a penny and it goes to $1, you've made a lot of money. Okay. But 97, 98, 99% of pre-seed stage venture capital deals go to zero. Even if they get big market caps in the short term, they just never catch on and they go to zero. So I bet if you look back in history, the very vast majority of these, projects, there's a whole bunch of them that go to zero, and that's fine. As long as you don't rifle shoot. If you rifle shoot and you put all your wealth in a single altcoin, that seems like a bad strategy to me. Now, if you're right, and that's one that goes up and not down, you get rich. And, Gary Cardone and I talked, and he was talking about this, and it's crazy.
I need to know. I need to know.
No, this is crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. What did I do with it?
If somebody knows down in the comment section, please comment. Help us.
Well, it's I know the current one is we're going to go over 7 towns named Salem, which is short for Jerusalem, right? And all right, here it is. So in 2017, give me the name of the town.
No rush. Take your time. We need this answer.
Just wants to win. There's the question, do you like to win or do you hate to lose? You love to win, hate to lose, and it matters which one you pick. He liked to win. And the third is they said he had an uncanny ability to double up. So he would press his winners. And then at some point, he would certainly take profits. And I think for me, I'm more of a, there's a guy I follow on Twitter, and we're Twitter friends, which I have a lot of friends from Twitter over the years, Larry Tentarelli. And Larry, he's not an investor by training. I mean, he had a different career, but he became a trader, and he's all about technicals and momentum. But he's religious about it and disciplined about it. And one of the things that I love, he says, is because of Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, which nobody wants to cut, even though life expectancies are longer and all this good stuff. But I think that's an interesting dynamic that nobody wants to talk about. But bottom line is rates will likely get cut, probably not anytime soon, although it is an election year. So watch out for gerrymandering as we come into the election, because right now the Dems look like they're going to get wiped out, but they're going to do everything, including trying to get Taylor Swift to endorse the president, which I think would be hilarious, but we'll see.
It's all programmed, says
right.
some. But hey, final question. This one's just for fun. Based on your Bitcoin forecast at the end of 2024 or cycle top, where does that put Ethereum? What's your forecast at cycle top?
Yeah,
or
this
end of
one's
year?
hard for me because I